What's up, you guys? Whether this is your first time here or you've been here before, you should know that I'm a multi-platform gamer. I like consoles, PC, handheld, retro, emulation, you name it. And that includes virtual reality. And that's something I haven't really covered at all on this channel yet is VR. Maybe one of those reasons is, well, a couple, like I haven't been playing VR lately. It's been maybe 2.5 years since I played VR. But one thing to note is before I had a VR specific YouTube channel, bonus points if you can find that. Um, and so I was really deep into VR for a while. Like when I first tried this out, this is actually an Oculus branded VR headset. I fell in love with this thing. This clearly felt way more futuristic and a jump in just gaming in general than what we see in the Xbox Series X and the PS5. This seemed innovating. This seemed exciting. And this seemed like this was clear as day the future, especially if you've played Half-Life Alyx. But just over time, there's just been not much development in the VR space, so there's nothing crazy to talk about. But I've had an interesting opportunity that came up that just really made me think, oh yeah, I should be making some VR videos, even though because this is a multi-platform gaming channel. But because one of my connections with that old YouTube channel, they actually reached out to me with a Black Friday deal and gave me an exclusive coupon code for what I think is absolutely the number one must-have VR accessory. And I stand by this on my old channel. I've talked about it, and it's just a no-brainer accessory. And if you don't know it, if you are a VR gamer and you've been playing VR, which I know I just said it hasn't been that exciting lately, but that's true. The development of VR over the past 2.5 years hasn't been that exciting. It's been at like pretty much a standstill. But that said, if you get a VR headset or you already have one, you might know or you will find out that like for $300, you're going to get $300 of value out of this. Half-Life Alyx is one of the most incredible gaming experiences in general. And even small stuff like Walkabout Mini Golf and the golfing games, like the more arcade VR games, tons of fun. There's tons out there that you're going to get your value out of it with the VR headset, whether it be the Meta headset or the PlayStation VR 2, which I have both. I have a Meta Quest 2 headset, or actually, again, this is Oculus branded, Oculus Quest 2 headset, and I also have a PlayStation VR 2. Having the Meta Quest 2 headset, it hasn't really made me want to jump the gun to jump to a MetaQuest 3. That didn't seem like that substantial of an upgrade. I have been waiting out for a MetaQuest 4, but that doesn't seem like that's coming out till like 2027. So yeah, I've just kind of been on a standstill with that. But again, whether you are a VR gamer already or you're thinking about picking up your first VR headset for holiday 2025, which again, I said it's been at a standstill for a while. There hasn't been big development in the past 2.5 years, but if you haven't been into the VR gaming space yet, it's an awesome experience, truly. Whether you just get a standalone headset like the Meta Quest headset, which again, all these headsets, including the PlayStation VR 2 now, can be hooked up to a gaming PC, where that really unlocks so much room for VR and growth. When it comes to the modding scene and the indie development scene, like that's how you're going to truly get so much out of your VR headset. And it's a very big rabbit hole with tons of accessories to just enhance that experience. Just a lot of it comes down to there's just a lot of friction in VR. And one of those friction points is like even here with like the lenses, all the headsets have this with your lenses where you can kind of like set different yeah, I can click these headsets and space out. There's 3 different settings for this one to get the viewing right. So when you put these headsets on, they can be very blurry. And I think the PSVR 2 is a little more smooth when it comes to this. The MetaQuest has 3 settings. So based on how you have it, how far you have it with spacers and all that, you want to try to get as clear of a picture as possible with these lenses. And so, just with VR and all the tinkering and all the friction, that's just another friction point. And something that I think is underrated is prescription VR lenses. Now, there's a couple reasons why these are underrated, and I think it's a must-have VR accessory, whether you've already been VR gaming for years now, or if this holiday is the first time you're going to get a VR headset for yourself, or maybe a gift for someone else. One of the easiest things with a prescription VR lens is if you already wear glasses. I actually have a pair of glasses myself. I don't wear them. I don't wear them that much because I don't really need them. I have glasses, but to wear glasses and a VR headset, it just ruins the immersion so much to get that. So if you really need glasses, uh, for your everyday life, prescription VR lenses is just an absolute no-brainer because nothing ruins the immersion of VR than having to wear glasses on top of this chunky, bulky headset, and then you have more space between you and the lenses, and you really want those lenses to be as close to your eyes as possible to get that immersive experience. So that's low hanging fruit, no brainer. If you wear glasses, if you're wearing glasses and a VR headset, just like spend the extra like $100 and get a pair of prescription lenses. Like it's just going to be such a more comfortable experience. Where one of the big problems of VR is how uncomfortable it is. So you want to get that friction down as much as possible and get yourself a more comfortable experience. Another low hanging fruit, honestly, that might just be overlooked or not thought of is what's like the first thing you do when you buy a smartphone or a touchscreen device like a Nintendo Switch 2. You get a screen protector. These VR prescription lenses, they double as a screen protector. So like, if you scratch the lenses of a VR headset, I mean, you're cooked, like the headset's basically ruined. Yeah, if it can be built by man, it can be fixed by man. But like honestly, like it would be such a hassle to go through every little scratch on these lenses, and they can get scratched pretty easily, especially if you're wearing actual glasses. So there's other ways to protect the lenses with other screen protectors, but like, you're gonna double as like this isn't just a prescription lens, it's also kind of a screen protector too. But the biggest thing I feel is unless you have 20/20 vision, which you probably don't. I don't really need to wear my glasses. I don't wear my glasses all the time, but I do not have 20/20 vision. If you don't have 20/20 vision, VR prescription lenses, they just make that tinkering just more smooth. You're gonna have just a way better experience, and I feel like it's just so underrated. So I was just showing you like when you're playing VR and you're setting up, this can happen every session where you're just like switching these lenses to try to find a sweet spot that's not as blurry. So it's such a pain. And this only has 3 settings. The PlayStation VR has other smoother settings, and those are just the 2 headsets I have. There's many headsets, and so really just trying to find that distance like from your eyes and the centering of your eyes to try to get that like least blurry experience. Sometimes you might be tinkering with that, trying to figure out why your picture is so blurry, and really just because you don't have 20/20 vision. And so even if you don't need to wear glasses every day, just that slight just little boost to get that, from your eyes to the lenses to be as close to 20/20 as possible. I think that's completely underrated when it comes to just the VR experience. Get those prescription lenses and then just have that smoother, just more immersive experience. To me, it's a no-brainer and it's a must-have accessory, just like a screen protector on a phone. This will protect your lenses and it'll give you just a smoother experience. If that's something that interests you, like I said, I have a coupon code Murky Trout for 15% off your entire order. This is a Black Friday promotion, so it's only going to be valid from November 15th, 2025 to December 5th, 2025. So yeah, if you're a VR gamer and you have not, maybe you haven't heard of prescription lenses, maybe you're a more casual VR gamer, or if you've been thinking about it and just like haven't wanted to, because like, yeah, it's probably like around $100, but 15% off, that's a pretty good savings. This is the best coupon code I have had. My old channel, I've kind of abandoned it and just like, this is what I want to do. I don't want to be too focused on just VR, but I'm a multi-platform gamer. And so, you know what? I got this, they offered me this coupon code. I'm like, you know what? This video might not perform very well on this channel right now because I haven't really dove into the VR space too much. And this channel is pretty small right now. But for those who tune in frequently, or maybe you discovered this video by search, I got this code 15% off. Like, you guys can have it, and this is something you want for the holidays or something you've been thinking about on the fence on. Yeah, here's 15% off. Yeah, it's an affiliate code, so I do get a kickback from it, but like whatever. Like, this is really about what I would rather have completely for free is if you click like and subscribe. I don't really care about the kickback that comes from this. Like, this is like, hey, I got this code. This video is going to underperform. It might tank my channel for a little bit. Like, you guys can have this if this interests you. And like, it's not just for MetaQuest or PlayStation VR either. Here's the VR Rock website, which I'll link in the description to the website. But they have, for every single type of VR device, they have prescription lenses for it. And they have even some of the newer models that I don't have with my lenses are magnetic ones. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how often you would want to take this off if you're solo. I guess if you live in a house where you're sharing a VR headset with someone else, then the magnetic is very useful, because then it's very, very easy to swap out the prescription for each, because, you know, whoever you're sharing it with probably does not have the same lenses, or maybe they don't want to use the lenses because they do have 20/20 vision. You can swap that out, and the magnets will make it way easier than trying to snap them onto the headset, which isn't like the easiest thing to do. It's a bit annoying, but once you have it on, you don't really need to take it off. But the new models are magnetic, so that's cool in terms of sharing. But yeah, for every type of VR, and even these new like Ray-Ban Meta glasses, they have prescription lenses for that too. If you're getting to the AI glasses, which they're trying to do, I guess, to try to progress the VR, you know, trying to get a more marketable model and get more revenue for future R&D. They're going this route. I don't know if I agree with that, but yeah, you can get prescription lenses for that too. And like I said, my code is 15% off your entire order. So MetaQuest 3S, or the 3 and the 3S, you know, those are the latest MetaQuest models. They have that. PlayStation VR 2, which is an awesome headset. Especially if you're only going to have one headset, those PlayStation exclusives, while not many, awesome games. And now you can hook it up to your PC as well, so you can use it to play stuff like Half-Life Alyx. Every VR headset you can imagine, just you know, depending on who you are watching this video, if you're deep into VR, or if all you know is about PSVR 2 and MetaQuest, it's pretty deep. For some reason, if you bought a MetaQuest Pro or an Apple Vision Pro, you can get the prescription lenses for that too. So yeah, that 15% code can be for your entire order. I'll put it up one more time: 15% off your entire order. So it's a limited edition, limited time code for the Black Friday season. But you know, they reached out to me, because we partnered in the past on my old channel. And yeah, I still to this day get some kickbacks from that channel from these lenses. They're just an incredible accessory. So again, this video might tank my channel, but whatever. You know, I have this opportunity to give back to the people who are tuning in, and just if it can reach anybody to help out, get a smoother gaming experience, then you know what? This opportunity came, and I'm gonna send this your way. So yeah, 15% off. And let me know in the comments if you appreciate this video, or if you already have lenses like this, and if you like them, or if they're a game changer to you. Like and subscribe, especially if this is your first time here, or if you've been here before and you're like, oh man, this guy likes VR also, then yeah, maybe I'll make a couple more VR videos just for this timing of this promotion. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.